In a quaint coastal village surrounded by turquoise waters and jagged cliffs, there lived a humble glassmaker named Arlen. His craft was unlike any other. He could shape glass so fine and delicate that it shimmered like liquid sunlight. People travelled from far and wide to marvel at his creations, but Arlen never took credit for his skill. He always said, "The secret lies not in my hands, but in the sands of the sea." What the villagers didn't know was that Arlen's craft was guided by magic. Deep within the cliffs, hidden in a secret cave, lay the sands of eternity, a mystical source of shimmering sand that glowed faintly under moonlight. The sand whispered to Arlen, teaching him the secrets of shaping it into glass. It was this bond with the sands of eternity that gave him his gift, but Arlen had a rule. He only made glass for those who needed it, not those who sought it for vanity or greed. The stranger's offer. One evening, as the sun melted into the sea, a cloaked stranger entered Arlen's workshop. His eyes glittered like the sands themselves, and he carried an air of quiet menace. "I've heard of your talent," the stranger said, placing a heavy sack of gold on the table. "Make me a mirror unlike any other, one that can reveal the future." Arlen frowned. "I don't craft for money, nor do I make objects of such power. That's not my way." The stranger's lips curled into a smile. "Oh, but this is no ordinary request. You see, the mirror isn't for me. It's for a king whose generosity sustains many villages. Would you deny him a glimpse into his future, one that could shape the destiny of thousands?" Arlen hesitated. The stranger's words were compelling, but his intuition whispered caution. "Come back in 3 days," Arlen finally said. "I'll have your answer." The Cave of Sands. That night, Arlen descended into the secret cave where the sands of eternity shimmered like a sea of stars. He spoke to the sands, their whispers filling the air like a soft melody. "A mirror that shows the future," Arlen said, kneeling before the glowing dunes. "Should I make it?" The sands grew brighter, their whispers turning urgent. "Beware the temptation of sight," they said. "The future is fragile, and those who glimpse it may seek to bend it to their will." Arlen nodded, understanding the risk. But he also felt a deep responsibility. If the stranger spoke the truth, perhaps the mirror could help. Reluctantly, he began to craft. The Mirror of Truth. For 3 days and nights, Arlen worked tirelessly. He shaped the glass with precision, infusing it with the magic of the sands of eternity. When he was done, the mirror was unlike anything he'd ever made. Its surface shimmered like water under moonlight, and its frame glowed faintly with an inner light. But the whispers of the sands echoed in his mind. The mirror is powerful. It will show the truth, but truth without wisdom can destroy. When the stranger returned, Arlen presented the mirror, his voice firm. "This mirror reveals the truth of what lies ahead. But be warned, it is not to be used lightly." The stranger's eyes gleamed as he took the mirror, bowing deeply before vanishing into the night. The king's obsession. The stranger delivered the mirror to the king, who was enchanted by its beauty and power. At first, the mirror was used sparingly to guide decisions and avoid calamities. But soon, the king became obsessed, consulting the mirror for every choice, no matter how small. The mirror, true to its magic, revealed the future. But the more the king saw, the more he tried to alter events to suit his desires. He avoided risks, crushed potential rivals, and hoarded wealth to secure his reign. The kingdom, once prosperous, began to crumble under his paranoia. Word of the king's descent reached Arlen, who felt the weight of his mistake. The reckoning. Determined to set things right, Arlen returned to the palace, demanding to see the king. He found him alone in his chamber, staring into the mirror with haunted eyes. "You've destroyed yourself," Arlen said. The mirror was meant to guide, not control. The king turned, his face pale. "I only wanted to protect my kingdom, but the more I saw, the more I feared. How do I stop this?" Arlen stepped forward and placed his hand on the mirror. "The sands that created this are bound to truth, but truth without wisdom is a curse. You must break the mirror." The king hesitated, his fingers trembling over the mirror's frame. With a final breath, he smashed it against the ground. The shards scattered, their glow fading into darkness. The sands' forgiveness. Arlen gathered the shards and returned them to the sands of eternity. The sands glowed brighter, their whispers softer now. "You've restored balance," they said. "But remember, true vision lies not in seeing the future, but in understanding the present." From that day forward, Arlen vowed to use his gift only for creations that brought joy and healing, never power or control. Moral of the story. The future is a fragile thread, and those who seek to control it often unravel their own destiny. Wisdom comes not from seeing what lies ahead, but from acting with integrity and courage in the moment. And so, the legend of the Glassmaker and the sands of eternity became a story told to remind others of the power and danger of knowing too much.